Certainly that starting delay will have been playing on the nerves of both players. I'm sure they're eager to get going with the matchup. But it looks like I think we're going to finally be able to start soon. Korean commentators seem to be gearing up towards that, and it'll be interesting to see who comes out on top. I think Flash has a lot going against him on this map, on this matchup. First of all, the map is against him. Monty Hall. The statistics are 20-13, Protoss versus Terran, and that's a pretty significant statistic. I think that's a statistically valid number, 20-13. That's a lot of extra wins. So, definitely the map favoring Protoss players a little bit. And it allows Protoss players to expand much more comfortably versus Terran than they normally would. It allows them to fast expand. And that's what I would expect from Bisu. I think the other thing that's going a little bit against Flash is that, a run's got to end sometime. Winning streak's got to end at some point. He has had a winning streak so far, and winning streak's got to end at some point or the other. I think also the fact that, traditionally speaking, Terran players don't usually go for dropships early on, or even into kind of the late mid-game, versus Protoss players is a huge factor on a map like this, because the dropship isn't something that a Terran would normally go for. Normally Terrans go for a tank and vulture push, which is what they need to go for. So they can't invest the resources in the dropship, and that really gives a huge advantage to the Protoss players. So really, Flash's best bet almost is going to be fast expanding, I feel, and he's going to be getting that push into Bisu and at Bisu's main, with whichever lane he chooses to go, before Bisu has time to reap benefits of an early expansion. And, I can almost bet $100 that Bisu is going to try and set up an island expansion. I really don't expect Bisu to try and cheese on this map. It is very difficult to execute cheese successfully on this map, and scouting is going to be absolutely key. So it's going to be absolutely vital that both players scout their mains and make sure that no cheese is happening. It's much harder for Terran to cheese on this map. That vulture trick, trying to get the vultures through the minerals with lifted barracks, is not very reliable. And I think it would be a big mistake if Flash went for it, though I wouldn't put it past him, considering the audacity he displayed in his last game, which was boxeresque in both the skill and the execution, as well as the ingenuity behind it. So it'll be interesting to see if he actually tries to do that this time. And countdown starting up: 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Okay, here we go. Bisu versus Flash on Monty Hall, or Monty Python. And Flash is in pink. Woohoo! Interesting color, pink, or light purple if you want to call it. Flash at the top left corner of the map at the 11 o'clock position, and Bisu at the bottom right corner of the map in the 5 o'clock position. Only 2 spawn points on this map, as we all know. And it might interest you to know that a fatwa has indeed been issued versus Monty Hall, versus the map makers of Monty Hall. And I sincerely hope, I think it's sad that so many deciding games have been played on this map, and I hope there's nothing stupid like this. Every season we have a map like this that's completely and utterly moronic in its inception. It's just intellectually disadvantaged. That's all I can say about the map and its map makers. Intellectual disadvantage. Anyway, I wish I could read what was on that poster, but I can't. So I do expect kind of standard strategies, and Flash is getting his SCV out very early, so it looks like Flash might be trying to do some cheese here, and I think if he does it, it will be a mistake. I don't think it's going to pay off. I think Bisu is smart enough to scout. Bisu going just for that standard pylon. Bisu hasn't scouted yet, so Bisu is going to need to scout. If Bisu scouts, if Flash goes for cheese and Bisu scouts, then it's going to be over for Flash. Even if Bisu doesn't scout, there's going to be a good chance that Flash's cheese isn't going to be successful. And I don't know what Flash is doing. He's just microed another SCV through. He's microed 2 SCVs through there, so he's absolutely sacrificing his economy to execute, and it looks like he's going to be doing a medic and marine rush, and it's going to be vital to see. And Bisu going for that gateway first, Bisu not going for the fast expand, so Bisu is going to be prepared. It looks like Flash might be going for a double barracks build here, but it's just going to be insane. I don't understand how he expects to get those medic and marines through into Bisu's main. Bisu looks like he has gone for that gateway first, and if he scouts this, then Flash is going to be in desperate trouble, because and you've got to feel that Bisu is going to propel himself up that middle lane and scout. And Bisu is going for a tech build. Bisu not going for a fast expand of any sort. And Bisu is going to be probably more than prepared for this, assuming he scouts. And he has to scout. He has to send a probe out. And he is sending that probe out. It's just going to be, this is going to be complete luck. Does he send it on the middle lane? Does he send it in the bottom lane? And it looks like he was going for the bottom lane there, but it looks like he's now going towards the middle lane. He is going for the bottom lane. So this might be the telling feature of this map, the fact that Bisu has gone up the bottom lane. But the fact of the matter is that Bisu, once he gets that probe into Flash's main, is going to see that Flash has no barracks. And is going to assume that Flash is doing some kind of a rush. However, he might be misled into thinking, and Flash building a gas there, I think, so that he can use the mineral trick to try and mine those minerals. And if Bisu can scout that before Flash and Might Street, come on. And Flash is going to use that gas to trick and try and get those minerals. And Bisu scouting, both lanes but the middle lane. So Bisu is going to go, but Bisu is going to know that Flash hasn't gone for a fast expansion unless Flash has gone for that middle command center, and Flash definitely is going to have some time to be able to execute them because Bisu hasn't scouted the middle lane at all. He isn't even going to know, and Bisu is going for a proxy of his own. So this is going to be completely nuts because even if Flash manages to take Bisu's base out with his proxy, with his rush, he's going to be in huge trouble because Bisu is going to be proxying, and Flash is going to have no units in his main to defend because everything he has is down in the south, and Flash alternating between gas and minerals to try and clear that path. And Bisu's not even produced a Zealot, I believe. I don't even believe Bisu has produced a single Zealot, and that's going to be very troublesome because Bisu is going to have nothing to fight all these Marines. Even if he had a single Zealot, Flash would be able to micro them from 2 barracks. And the fact of the matter is that even though Bisu is going for this proxy build, you've got to give Flash's cheese more of a chance to say, and Bisu has to know what's coming now. Bisu building a second gateway, bringing out those probes to try and counter what Flash is doing. What can he do? Flash is through into Bisu's main. This is going to be disastrous for Bisu. What's he going to be able to do? Flash has got 5 pro. He needs to try and put a pylon in that block. Bisu needs to put a pylon in that mineral to stop Flash. I'm not sure, and Bisu has the Dragoon out. Flash with a couple of SCVs. Flash doesn't have the benefit of his SCVs on this occasion, but Flash with more reinforcements posted through. Bisu has put a shield battery up though to try and defend his troops, but he doesn't have a lot of troops to actually defend, and that Dragoon needs to get into that range of the shield battery. That Dragoon is going to get taken down. And Bisu just trying to get in range of that shield battery. Bisu has lost a lot of probes here. His economy has taken significant damage, but he is going to be able to do a lot of damage to Flash's economy. Bisu, if he loses that Dragoon, he's going to be in desperate trouble here. Bisu has a Zealot popping out. Flash focusing that Zealot. Flash microing his Marines excellently. That Zealot goes down. The Dragoon goes down. Flash is established. Bisu has lost his SCV, all his probes. It looks like Flash is going to triumph yet again without having to take this to a long game. Bisu has lost all his probes. He has nothing to counter. He's not even going to be able to use his proxy. And Bisu, GG's. Oh my god, craziness by Flash, pure audacity, sheer genius, whatever you want to call it. This kid has delivered. Talk about balls of steel. I'm sorry, I know that it's not language acceptable in the shoutcast, but if Reach is Mantos, then Flash has got to be a fledgling Mantaran at the age of 15 years, showing just absolute kahunas and just sheer guts to be able to execute and pull off something like that, as well as skill and concentration and composure under pressure. And unfortunately Bisu goes out, and it doesn't look like Bisu will be the one to win both the OSL and the MSL in the same season, at least not this season. And Bisu's got to feel and Bisu paid the price for not scouting. He didn't scout. I mean, he did scout, but it was just luck. If his first scout had gone up that middle lane, he would have been well prepared for that rush by Flash, but unfortunately it came too late, and Flash's audacity paying off. GG, well played to Flash. Unfortunately we didn't get to see more of an epic matchup here, but all credit to Flash for the manner in which he executed that victory over Bisu, and Flash's royal road continues. And this is Klazart. I'll be back for the finale between Weixin and GG Play, and desperation for Bisu, and very unfortunate. You've got to feel bad for him. You've got to feel he's been cheated a little bit by not having a straight up game against him, but that's StarCraft. All credit to Flash for the manner of his victory, emphatic in its nature and genius in its inception. This is Klazart, guys. I'll be back after the break.